What's up, guys? Today we're gonna do front axle U-joints on a Jeep JK JKU. This would be for the Dana 30 and Dana 44s. The first thing you need to do is get the vehicle safely up on jack stands and remove your front tires. Now I'm gonna go ahead and remove the tie rod and the drag link. You don't necessarily need to remove them, but I can tell you what, it makes it so much easier with them out of the way. And you'll definitely see that in a little bit here when I start taking the front knuckle apart. Now, what I'm doing is using side cuts, and I just bend the ends of these cotter keys. I snip them off, and then I just remove the cotter keys with the side snips. Now I'm going to go ahead and unhook the wheel speed sensor from the brake line. It's held on with a couple clips, and occasionally there will be zip ties on there, so you just have to cut those off. Okay, before we get too far in the video, I am going to link all the tools and parts that I'm using in this video in the description. They are Amazon links, so if you guys are interested in those tools or parts, that's where they will be. Next, we're just going to go ahead and zip out the two caliper bracket bolts. I'm going to remove the caliper bracket and the caliper as an assembly, and just going to go ahead and hang it off to the side so it's out of the way. After removing the rotor and the axle nut, we're going to go ahead and completely unhook the wheel speed sensor. Next, we're going to remove the three bolts that bolt the wheel bearing into the knuckle. Right here is where you can really tell having the tie rod and the drag link disconnected from the knuckle helps out a lot. The axle shaft is stuck in the axle, so I'm going to use a hammer and give it a couple taps on the back side of the axle, and it'll help free it up so I can get it out of the axle. Okay, majority of the time the wheel hubs do not come off that easy, and majority of the time the wheel speed sensors don't get unplugged that easy either. Just so happened that side was pretty easy because there was no wheel liner in the way, and whoever put the wheel bearing on last put a bunch of anti-seize on it, and it just came off pretty easy. So I'm going to go ahead and link a video, I'll put it on the screen somewhere, to when I was doing ball joints, and it shows the way I get the wheel bearing off. I usually take an air hammer and I'll spin them to get them out of there. That's if you're reusing the wheel bearing. That's the best way to do it. And then also in that video, it shows you how to unhook the wheel speed sensor also if the wheel liner is still in there. So what we're going to do now is we need to get these clips off of the U-joint. So they just kind of go right on here on the U-joint, holding them inside the axle shaft. So what I like to do is I'll get heat, and I'll heat these clips up. We'll just take a screwdriver and a hammer, and we'll knock these clips out. So I do have a torch set that we're going to be using. Now I have used a little propane torch, and those usually work pretty good. I usually like the yellow propane, gets a little bit hotter than the blue, and that usually works really well to heat these up. If you do not have a set of torches, that usually works. So let's go ahead and get to getting these clips off, and then I'll show you how to get the U-joint out of the axle shaft. Okay, we got that clip out of there. Now you have to do that with 3 more. So you got 4 of these clips that you have to get out of there. The best way I found to do it is just heat them up and knock them out, just like we did there. But you do have to be careful because there's probably still grease inside that U-joint that you're taking out. That's real flammable. So you just have to be careful. Pay attention to what you're doing. Make sure you're wearing your safety goggles and all that other stuff. Just take precaution. I'm gonna go ahead and do the other 3. I'm not gonna record it because I'm gonna do it the same way I did this clip. So I'm gonna get those knocked out, and then we'll go ahead and start pressing this U-joint out. I'm gonna go ahead and grab the ball joint press, and what I'm gonna do is press on the one side of the U-joint, and that is gonna press the other side of the U-joint through the open end of the press. Now what you need to do is get the U-joint cup lined back up with the axle, because now we have to press it back through the axle. So I'm going to tap it with the hammer to get it started back into the axle. You want to make sure it goes straight back in and not go in crooked, because then you can cause some issues. So just make sure it goes straight back into the axle. Now what we're going to do is press on the U-joint with the ball joint press and press that cup back through the open end of the ball joint press. Somehow I lost a little piece of my video, but all I did is what I did at the very beginning and just took the impact and hammered on the ball joint press, and then ended up pressing that cup back out, and I worked the cup out with my pliers. Now I'm going to do the exact same process all over again to get the rest of the U-joint out of the axle. As you can see, I had to heat up the ears on the axle shaft. The U-joint is seized inside of this axle shaft. So now that I have it heated up, I'm going to go ahead and press it out. I was able to press the U-joint cap out to grab it with pliers, but it's still pretty seized. So I'm going to need to get the heat out and heat up the axle a little bit more so I can get this axle cap completely out. Now we can install the U-joint. Before you take the caps off your U-joint, make sure you clean the area and clean your axle shafts. The last thing you want to do is get dirt inside of your U-joint, because that is the quickest way to wipe that U-joint out. Once we get the U-joint inside the axle shaft, I'm going to go ahead and get the cap started, and then I'm going to put the end of the U-joint all the way as far as possible into the cap so the needle bearings don't get knocked out. And then I'm going to allow the U-joint to go down as I'm tapping the cap into the axle shaft. I'm going to use the ball end of the ball peen hammer to tap the cap a little bit through the axle shaft, allowing the U-joint to push up a little bit, sticking slightly the end of the U-joint out of the other side of the axle. And what this is going to do is, when you put the cap on, it's going to hold the needle bearings a little better so they don't fall out when we tap it in. We have both caps of the U-joints seated in the axle shaft. Now it's time to go ahead and install both clips. Now we are just going to repeat the same process that I just did installing the first two caps of the U-joint. With the U-joint installed, now it's time to reinstall the axle shaft and install the wheel bearing. Make sure when you install the wheel bearing, the wheel speed sensor is back in the proper location. After I install the 3 wheel bearing bolts, I'm going to snug them up with an impact, and then I'm going to go back and torque them with a torque wrench to 75 foot-pounds. When I install the axle nut, I'm just going to snug it with an impact because I'm going to go back and torque it a little bit later. I'll show you the trick that I use to torque axle nuts. I'm going to go ahead and route the wheel speed sensor wiring and get it hooked all back up into all the proper locations so I have no issues with it snagging on anything later on down the road. Now it's time to install the rotor back on there. I'm going to go ahead and put 2 lug nuts back on the vehicle just to hold the rotor so it makes it a little easier when I'm putting the caliper back on. I'm just going to snug the caliper bolts back up with the impact, and then I'll come back and torque the caliper bolts to 100 foot-pounds. Now it's time to go ahead and install the drag link and the tie rod. I torqued both the drag link and the tie rod to 55 foot-pounds, and then don't forget to install new cotter keys. I'm going to torque the axle nut to 100 foot-pounds. Okay, guys, we're completely done installing the axle U-joints on this Jeep JKU. If you guys have any questions, definitely leave them in the comments. Also, when you put your wheel on, make sure you torque the wheel, take it out for a test drive, bring it back, and just check everything over, make sure everything's good to go. But if, like I said, if you guys have any questions, leave them in the comments. I'll get back to you. Hopefully this helps you guys out. Have a good one.